How goes the family? How goes it? Hopefully you guys are having a good night. It's Friday night. It's been a minute since I did a live on Friday night and whatnot. But anyways, as you can see behind me, the good old Chris Rock movies, Sparrow. It was actually a good movie. I'm gonna watch it again tonight. It's been a minute since I talked about a movie, but if you're not familiar with it, it's a new movie with Chris Rock and Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson actually plays Chris Rock's dad, so it's actually a great cast and whatnot. Um, I really don't know anybody else that's actually in this movie except the one gentleman. His name is Max Ming Hey, who actually plays the Spiral character and whatnot. But anyways, the main reason why, you know me, if I talk about a movie, it's gonna kind of relate in a sense to, even though this is quote unquote considered a suspense slash scary movie. If you don't know, Saw movies been out since, can't believe it, 2004. That's when the first Saw movie came out. So you've had Saw 1 through Saw 6. You never checked them out. They're actually pretty good movies. I like suspense movies, quote unquote scary movies. Then you had after Saw 6, you had Saw the Final Chapter. Then in 2017, you had Jigsaw. So those, and then now Spiral, in 2021. So at the end of the day, the moral of the story of these movies boils down to this. You have a person that's gone through certain events in their lives, and they see the wrong in the world, and they try to get a little payback and whatnot. It's kind of like vigilante justice in a sense, whether good or bad, because the people are being tortured on a regular basis in regards to the people that have done the wrong things. So it's like it's punishment for people that do wrong things in a illegal way. They get their bodies getting chopped up. It's pretty out there. Burned up, chopped up, parts being all over the place. I'm not gonna get too detailed. Like I said, you can check the movies out for yourself. However, at the end of the day, it's like a correction that the person is like. Saw was making the correction, Jigsaw was making a correction, Spiral was making a correction to how they think that life should be. Especially people that think that they can get away with stuff without having repercussions. And no matter what the situation is, you're going to have repercussions in this life, regardless of what you do. What the saying, what goes around comes around, is real. The whole you reap what you sow is real. So you try to put out as much good karma out there as possible, my personal opinion. So yeah, the person saw from Jigsaw to Spiral, they round the people up and they torture them. They give them a chance to live, but usually if they do have a chance to live, they're going to be dismembered, or there's going to be dismembered in a physical way. And definitely, if you go through some sort of a torture house of pain situation like that, you're going to be it's going to stay in your mental for the rest of your life. Now, how does this relate to money? In a sense, and people probably going to call me crazy, but in a sense, this kind of relates to cryptocurrency. It relates to the information age, because the thing is with cryptocurrency, or cryptocurrency, the blockchain, Bitcoin, or the whole nine, Ethereum, and the information age is that a lot more people, especially the smarter people, are the ones that are digesting. I'll start with the information age aspect of it first. The smarter people are digesting as much content as possible and information as possible, so that they can get themselves ahead further in life economically, so they don't have to just depend on one source of income. What's considered the normal source of income, just having a regular 9 to 5. You have a lot of people that are going against the grain because they're turning off the TV in regards to sports and entertainment, and they're turning on the podcasts, and they're opening books, and they're listening to digital books, and they're turning that on, and they're listening to that information in order for them to figure out how they can invest their money, how they can make specific money moves in a specific way. All right. Now, that kind of goes against the grain of the normal culture of when people get out of high school, or when people get out of the military, or when people get out of college, or when people get out of trade school. of, okay, this is what you're set to do for the rest of your life. You might venture into another career, but the idea of you learning how to make money in your sleep, leave that to the experts. That's not what you're trained to do. So people are doing, the pandemic was the best time for a lot of people to open Pandora's box for people to train themselves on how to figure out how to make money while they sleep, whether it's via the stock market, via business, via cryptocurrency, via any other, source of revenue, any asset out there, because you have the digital art that's blowing up right now, things of that nature. So people are going against the grain, and people are loving the fact that they have the opportunity to go against the grain. Some people are doing it from a legal perspective, but most people are doing it from legal means, in order for them to not only make a living, but so that more people are focused on not just making a living, but they want to make a life. That's the best way to put it. And making a life isn't just clocking in for 8 hours or 10 hours or 12 hours a day. Making a life is waking up and being excited about the day. Making a life is, being around the people that you want to be around, not people that you're forced to be around, live in the communities you want to live in, and things of that nature. So there's a correction that's happening beyond a lot of people's control. I mean, you even see with the economy fully opening, I was reading an article before I came on live tonight, how a lot of the jobs are just not returning. And that prediction was already put out there. It was like, look, a lot of these jobs are not going to return. You still have a lot of jobs that are open, there are a lot of people that aren't being fulfilled, but a lot of jobs are not returned because you still have a lot of people that are just, the demand is just not there yet. I think it might get there maybe by August if everything is okay within the economy. I think because heck, I don't know about you all, but I see everybody and the mother, if they're not going to Vegas, if they're not going to the Caribbean, they're going to Florida, they're going to California. People are out, they're going to Myrtle Beach. People are, having fun and enjoying their lives. And I'm not mad at that. I mean, heck, I even myself, I'm thinking of, I already got my trips planned out for the rest of the year, and I'm ready to do it. Going to Vegas in August, going to Phoenix in November, December, might go to Texas in July, might finally go to San Antonio for the first time. I know it's going to be the hottest time of year of me going down there, and I might lose some weight just by getting out of the car and walking to the store if I go down there. But hey, that's the economy that we're in. That's the time that we're in now. But really, the moral of the story is why I chose this movie is because the villain in all the movies, from Saw to Jigsaw to Spiral, at the end of the day, the villain is trying to make a correction in a specific way to the way things are, from the corruption that takes place from the people that abuse themselves and abuse and terrorize others. I see nowadays there's a financial correction taking place. And that, in a sense, this movie is related to the way that today's world is, where there's a specific correction taking place. And another thing is with Chris Rock's character, I'm not going to get too in depth because I know a lot of people haven't seen him. But I will say that, he's a cop. Everybody knows that. And he's a cop that's kind of in a rut and down on his luck. But certain situations made him change and become more motivated to handle his business. And I think, and I relate that to today's world, as people saw so many jobs disappear, people seeing their unemployment getting ready to disappear, that people are getting motivated to do things in a different way from a legal perspective, hopefully. But I for most part, from a legal perspective, in order for them to not only change the way that they make money, but to change the way that they live, to change the way that they view health, change, because of the pandemic, change the way that they just look at their lives and, and put things in perspective. And that's the moral of the story in regards to how the movie Spiral actually relates to life. It relates to today's world in the pandemic. So that's my take on that. I just wanted to give my 2 cents. It's been a minute since I had a rant about a movie, and because I rarely watch movies, if ever. Most of the time I'm watching like old, when I'm not consuming content and I'm not reading, I usually will watch some old episodes of A Different World, or I watch some Chicago PD, Mike and Molly or something to that effect, My Wife and Kids, stuff like just funny stuff so I can get a good laugh off of and things of that nature. But so when a new movie does come out that I'm interested in, I always try to look at it from a perspective of how can I make this relate to life, you know. I think the next movie I'm going to do is The Hateful Eight, because that was another that movie was not only funny. If you've never seen it, that was a Quentin Tarantino movie, and but that movie relates to a lot of things as well. So you know, I might do that the next time I go live. All right. On that note, family, do the great 3 free things: like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. As I always say, make money moves. You'll live broke like a fool. Take care.